Probably feeling confident. I would say that was probably number one. Number one, I was very out of shape, didn't have time, a lot had changed, so confidence was kind of low. It wasn't really turmoil, it was just change in terms of like the amount of hours I was putting in, change in terms of the amount of business that I was having to run instead of just be a part of, change in roles. So those kinds of changes. I wouldn't say it was like turmoil, like nothing too terribly bad, but just time constraints that made it where I was starting to get out of shape, which lowers my confidence quite a bit. So
Yeah.
that's when I started talking to Matt. Bigger than I wanted to be. I was eating unhealthy, drinking more than I should be. Didn't really care about what I was eating. Definitely was a bit uh, just not in shape. Like I coaching soccer, I like to be able to do demonstrations for the kids. I like to be able to run around with the kids. I like to be able to play. I like to be able to do that kind of stuff. And I felt that I could not do that to the best of my ability. So that affects every aspect of my life then, because if I'm not confident in that, then I'm not going to be confident in what I'm teaching the kids. I'm going to be focused on something else. And so I felt that I was falling backwards in that as well. So yeah, that's what I was struggling with. So food and just my relationship with my own physique was very poor. So I was showing up just less confident. I mean, honestly, like not to use the same answer, but that's what it was. It was showing up like feeling less good about what I was going to do. It was just a little bit less confidence in what I was about to do, a little bit less prepared. Um, yeah, felt a little bit like I don't know, just not the same level that I should be. I think that's just a personality thing, right? It's never good enough. It's never to like it's always striving for the next thing. So for a little while it was cool, but it was like, okay, like now I'm here, like, okay, like what's next? Like, how do we build this? How do we make this better? How do we make everything better? And it goes back to like I have to feel better about myself for these other things to get better. So that was where we started. That was where we started was like this base of let's fix this bottom level of confidence and physical and mental health, and then we build into where now I feel a bit better. I don't know if I still know what the 5 years looks like, but getting closer to figuring that out. Study is very helpful. Like I've worked with other coaches before, and it wasn't as relatable. It was it was about different things. I also have food allergies, and a lot of like cookie cutter plans are not helpful for me. Um, you know, you need to get whey protein and eat yogurt. Well, I can't do either of those things, so it's not helpful. So he's been very specific and listens to what I can do, and it was like more like, okay, here's a broad thing, and then let's start to bring it in as we build this out. Okay, can we change this recipe, and how can we do this, and how, um, which is helpful and is comforting in the change. But mostly, I would say it was relatability to who he is and who I am, and that's it's just helpful. The specificity that Matt gave to me about like, hey, let's have this conversation. All right, and then this week we're gonna work through this part, specifically with like diet and food and timing, having that ability that it wasn't just cookie cutter. It was also just one on one. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, like all three or all four, like everything else I've done like this is like through a gym, right? And it's like, hey, this is everyone's gonna try this and we're gonna see who does the best. And 2 weeks in, it was like useless for me. So yeah, that was that was probably the biggest difference, biggest impact is the personability to it. Just like, hey, like if this is who you want to be, these are the steps to get there, I guess. And it's like, okay, I don't do this. Well, why? Because that's not who I am, right? And it wasn't like needing to have this other answer about why these things are changing or happening or anything like that. So, and that comes from Matt's personability with, hey, like this is who he is. This is, also just shifting mindset of like, okay, this is the goal. Like this is okay. Is it really all bad? First of all, like no, there's a lot of good. Um, so that helped me just feel more positivity and more grounded, more hey, like how do we deal with these stressors? So yeah, there's a lot of good in mindset. I would say that's probably where I've had the most change. I'm just more fit in general. Like, I mean, I've always been relatively fit, but kind of lost it. And so it was much harder than I thought to get back on track, or be able to run with the kids and show them things, or be able to, I don't know, like not feel I don't know if people relate to it, but like when your shirt touches your hips and stuff, that feels gross to me. So it's like nice to feel better about like myself on the field even. So show up with more myself, um, like who I've always seen myself as, like a lot less irritable, a lot more aware of what the next like what the next step should be, and like when you're managing people, running crews, doing managing coaches, managing players, irritability can be a really big deterrent from people to be around you, and can cause a lot of turmoil across everybody, right? Most people don't like to work in that kind of condition, so being more calm, more actually taking in the information and feeling good about giving it back is probably the biggest difference in how I'm showing up. Showing up ready to. It's a different kind of leadership, I guess. 100%. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I guess you'd have to ask the people that work for me if I'm a better person to work for, but I think I probably am. So hopefully that's true. I would tell them to go in with an open mind, like that you should do it. But I mean, honestly, like I don't know if I knew exactly what I was getting into. I just trusted Matt and knew what I wanted to change. I think I changed more than I thought I was going to, in term not maybe not necessarily like more in like one linear line, but like in areas, like more areas of my life have changed. So I would just yeah go in with an open mind and be willing to try things that maybe before were a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, I would just say thank you, but he knows that. I mean, yeah, I'm excited. We're still working for the next bit, and I'm just excited for what's to come. And thanks for his patience because I don't do everything he asks me to do, and then I have to be like, hey, sorry, man, I didn't get that done this week, and then